5 Questions with LeRoy Butler is brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. We are here heading into Dallas week for the 3-1 Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Before we get into that game, we need to review a little bit. It's been
we don't have
almost
to.
a week.
Yeah, we don't have to review it.
You don't want to, but our viewers want to.
Yeah,
they want to know what happened in this game and what happened to the Packers defense that dominated for the first 3 weeks of the season. Was it they just faced a good quarterback or a better coach, or what do you think?
It could be a combination of all of that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be a great elite defense, you got to take the ball away. You got to keep people off the board, and you got to control the time of possession. You can't let teams drive up and down the field. So that would mean you got to stop the run. Or not even stop the run, but control the run. Yeah. Now, coming into this game, Philadelphia didn't even have a guy go over 60 yards. I mean, they do not want to run the football. They want to throw the football. But Deshaun Jackson was hurt. Alshon Jeffrey did come back, but he was hobbling. So, and Jordan Howard, you played against him in Chicago, and they had Sanders, who was a rookie. And you were thinking, okay, well, they had Darren Sproles and a few other guys, but nothing dangerous like Dalvin Cook or even Philip Lindsay. So you would think this wouldn't be an issue, but we have something that we call hold integrity. You're going to get blocked sometimes, Tom, because they get paid too. So I just want the fans to understand, you're not going to hold anybody to 0 yards. Yeah. But it's just the way that these holes are opening up that it was some good coaching going on with Philly, because we're going in X's and O's. We studied that play the most because they got a particular play that it's hard to stop it if you don't know it's coming, but some of the tendencies will tell you how to defend it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest issues.
One of the things for sure that teams are trying to take advantage of in Mike Pettine's defense is that he loves to play sub-packages, which means have at least 5 defensive backs on the field.
Right.
So you do that. Philadelphia was able to counter with 2 tight ends, and the Packers don't feel they have an inside linebacker who can cover one of those tight ends, so they have to go to 5 defensive backs. Well, then you just line up your tight ends and slam it down their throat, which is kind of what they did. That's a problem for them until, maybe Oren Burks comes back. Maybe that helps. But they got to figure that out, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. I mean, when you have Zach Ertz, one of the most prolific tight ends, I mean, the guy led their team in targets, and you knew they were going to throw the ball, but they took the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands. He had 160 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns. But not only that, the touchdown to Jordan Howard, so wide open, you're thinking that's just pitch and catch. So these are some of the mistakes probably were happening in the first 3 games, but the problem was before the quarterback would throw it, he gets sacked.
Yeah.
And it never happened. If you don't get a turnover, if you don't get a sack, it's hard. So now you say to yourself, do you want Aaron Rodgers to have 457 yards, a couple touchdowns, and you lose, or do you want him to have 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you win?
Right.
Well, you got to find a happy medium in there somewhere to make. Because I felt like it was going to be a shootout. I really did. And that's just something. And the reason why I wanted to stress so much defense, because the physical part of defense is your front 7 stopping the run in that offensive line. Now, I don't know how great that offensive line was, but at the same time,
they played well.
Run defense, and they protected. And you have to say, is that what Dallas is looking at? Because Dallas' offensive line is better.
Yeah.
They have better name ID for sure.
Yeah.
The Dallas offensive line is big and strong and athletic. And we're going to talk about that also at X's and O's. So some of the same things that you saw against Philly, you're going to see it against Dallas, because you know what? Philly and Dallas, they're in the same division. They play each other.
Yeah,
so it's like copycat league.
You have to give a lot of credit to Eagles coach Doug Peterson.
No question.
I mean, they are so well prepared, and their game plan was excellent. And I think they just caught the Packers on, they just outwitted them in this particular day. Now, as we switch sides of the ball for right now and look ahead to Dallas, Davante Adams has turf toe. And that is not a good injury for someone who relies so much on his foot speed and quickness getting off the ball.
He was letting them have it. I mean, I was so excited. I talked about on this particular show how they should get him the ball, and they did that. They came out firing, and as soon as he started grabbing his toe, I said, oh, no. So he had some MRIs. I mean, nothing is broken or anything like that. It's just a very aggravating injury.
Painful.
Yeah, it is. And when you're going to Dallas on that surface, that may not be the right surface, but it did happen on grass. With that being said, the Lazards, Shepard, they got to step up. They did it in preseason. They're getting a chance. Kumaro, these guys, because in my sick world, I wanted them to put a trade together to get Devontae Parker down in Miami. Miami will give you anybody you want for the ham sandwich. But I don't know if you should get a wide receiver or not, but you need to have a playmaker to make up those kind of targets if Davante Adams can't play.
If it turns out to be like 2015, when that ankle injury just dogged him the whole year and he couldn't be who he was, then they have to get somebody because they don't have a go-to wide receiver. They'd like Marquez Valdez-Scantling to be a go-to guy, but he's not Alshon Jeffrey where you can run him across the middle and know that he's going to catch a slant and get you 12 yards. He's very much different receiver, isn't he?
He's going to get an opportunity to be the number one guy. So we'll find out. I mean, because for the most part, that last play, Aaron wanted to go to him, which I thought, and thanks Bill for that shot because I thought it was pass interference. But you just send those plays in. You don't want to make it about the refs, but sometimes you can review things, sometimes you can't. Not sure why you couldn't, but I'll say this: Geronimo Ellison, who had a pretty good game, has to step up. I like that you went to Jimmy Graham, but Dallas defense is big, strong, and physical. You're going to have to score.
Yeah.
But Aaron has always just took their lunch down at the Metroplex down in Dallas. Yeah. So you're hoping he has some kind of magic left, but you would love to have 17.
Yeah, and I mean, that last time they played there in 2017, he and Adams were facing a rookie corner, and they just chewed him up all game long. Well, especially at the end on that final drive.
Oh, no question.
Now, you saw a little bit of life with Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
And we talked about it here that, you have to, at least I said it, you have to accept his limitations. And I thought they did that. I thought they got him in some good situations where they could get him the ball consistently. I
want to see him go up with two hands.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I was a little perplexed.
Play some basketball.
That he tried to one-hand that one in the end zone, and there was another one, he didn't quite go for. I don't know if everybody's trying to be OBJ or what, but didn't you think he could have gone up with two?
And I like Jimmy Graham, I really do, and I think he's going to do some great things. But he has to go back to the Jimmy Graham of when he go up with two hands and I'll jump anybody.
Yeah,
and I think he can still do it. I mean, you media guys are always talking about when a guy lost a step, but I bet he could still do some good things.
He can. He has lost a step, but he can still. He's athletic enough.
I think what's fair and what I like about him, he don't take it personal. He just go out and produce.
Yeah.
And that'll shut up a lot of us media people.
That's fine if he wants to shut me up. But,
that's fine.
And I don't have
not you in particular.
No, I know, but I
do
have a problem with him not talking, but I don't judge his performance based on the fact that he won't talk to us.
Well, I'll find out. I'll give him a talk to you.
I give him
Do you want a one-on-one? I'll schedule it right now.
I give him credit. I thought he had a good game, and I thought they have to continue to use him in that similar way.
No, you're right. But at the same time, I want to see him get more opportunities because Zach Ertz was getting a lot of opportunity, and so was he.
Yeah.
But I want him to get more. He needs to get 8 to 10 targets, especially if Davante Adams is not there. And let's find out. What limitations that he has. But I'm also concerned about running back, too, if you don't have Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the backup to Aaron Jones?
Yeah. Now, is it Dexter Williams? Do you keep him up? You've got to be able to rely on him. This kid at the end of training camp was starting to come along. You could see the burst that he has. I mean, he was a long run specialist at Notre Dame, but you can't put him out there if he can't pick up, a blitzer,
can't protect.
He's not going to catch the ball out of the outfield, out of the backfield. He had trouble doing that,
and you can't turn the ball over too.
That's a lot of pressure on Aaron Jones.
It is, and I think that's why they didn't want to run Aaron Jones a lot in this particular game. He had no backup. You'd have to go to your fullback to be your main guy. But and the Kevin Kings worry me because, of the history of not being able to be available.
So he's hurt. He has a groin injury. He talked to him Monday. He was not sure whether he was going to be able to play. And he's coming off a good game, so his confidence was better. It's just like it's I don't know what you do there. They're gonna. So as you're looking at the matchups, you have to put Jair Alexander on Amari Cooper.
Yes.
And then what do you do with Randall Cobb?
And see, that's the thing about it. Tony Brown. I mean, I like what he did the whole preseason. The guy should have deserved to start. But here's the thing: Tramon Williams in these type of games, you got to rely upon him to step up and cover veteran on veteran. You could put 28 outside, put Tramon on the inside, and you could rotate your safeties. But at the end of the day, those guys got to get off the blocks because they're going to run Pollard and they're going to run 21 all day, and it's going to be play action all day. Kellen Moore is a first-year offensive coordinator, the youngest since 2014, and at the same time, Matt LaFleur's first time being a head coach. So there's a lot of new stuff going on here. But this would be a game that if the Packers upset Dallas can really put you back on track. But for some reason, these injuries start popping up. That's when you can lose your momentum off the 3-0 start.
Okay, so let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. I mean, those are your two guys. Throw in Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
but
that's that three-headed monster.
Ezekiel Elliott, if you let him get going, you're just done. You're not going to win. And New Orleans did a terrific job defending him. In fact, we'll show a play that it looked like it had a chance to go a long way, but New Orleans defense was up for the challenge.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott to me is a premium back because he can protect, he can catch the football, he can run the football. And he can do everything. And not only that, the guy's a powerful guy, can break tackles. And again, I talked about Pollard. They'll bring him in as a fast, quick guy. And just the same thing like they did Phillip Lindsay and Freeman with Denver. It's just a two-headed monster kind of throws teams off for a while. But Dallas want to control the clock, play action, go deep to Cooper. If you can defend that, if Jair Alexander wants to be all-pro and be the best corner in the league, shut down Cooper, because that's how Lattimore took him out for New Orleans. And now this guy's a shutdown corner. He's already great before that, but now he's really good because on that surface, Cooper is one of the best receivers in and out of breaks. That guy is amazing. He was stuck in Oakland. Now they got him on this quick surface. For Alexander, not only is he looking forward to the challenge, but he's looking forward to being the hero and getting a couple picks because they're going to force the ball to 19. No doubt about it. Randall Cobb, you would think it'd be a watch for him and Tramon, but at the end of the day, that offensive line, you got to get some push.
Yeah.
You got to get some push. So the Dean Lowrys, the Lancasters, the Kikis, and 97, your all-pro nose guard, they got to play a unbelievable game for them to stop the run.
Yep. And their pass rush has to come back.
Yeah.
And Zeke Elliott isn't. Dak Prescott is not an easy guy to bring down.
No,
he's not Joe Flacco.
Right.
He's not Kirk Cousins.
And he'll run more bootlegs and get outside the pocket and stuff like that. And he's a pretty accurate thrower at times, but you got to flush him. And so Tyron Smith is not going to play at left tackle. So I was thinking Preston Smith, or Zadarius Smith,
or both, that too.
Should be able to get some pressure. And when you get it, you got to make sure you get him down. Swipe at the ball, get the ball out. It has to be a game-changing situation for this defense to put him in a position to win this game.
Yeah, getting to the quarterback will be a key again for the Packers. They weren't able to get to Carson Wentz much, and so that'll be key. So, with no further ado, let's go to your pick.
Yeah, I think the Packers have just too many injuries, too many uncertainties. If Davante's going to play, Kevin King's going to play. So down in Dallas, I think the Dallas Cowboys should win 28-24. And again, you determine how good you want to play. If Lazard can step up, and some of these other guys, Kumaro and these guys, you got to keep pace with the Cowboys so this thing don't get out of hand. And I also want to thank Potawatomi Hotel and Casino for sponsoring us. It's a big game. The Dallas Cowboys is a big game. Matter of fact, if you're in the Racine area, you can come watch the game at the main hub down in Racine. I'll be there watching the game for the cops and kids. So you can come down and watch the game if you don't want to watch it at home.
Okay, sounds good. So don't forget to check X's and O's. We got two really good plays that you're going to be interested in.
We have to show people why this run is out of hand.
Yeah.
We'll show that.
Definitely. And we will see you next week.